Hey guys, Rob Pop Golden here. Got a couple sets of battles for you today. I sped them up to about 175% speed so we can get through all of them quickly. Also, I'm going to be babbling a lot. Also, I lose a ton of games here, and I feel like I've been uploading good sets, 4-1s, 5-0s, but there's definitely the other side of that where you just lose a bunch of games, and it happens to everybody. So I want to show some bad games, some good games, misplays, learning from mistakes, a whole variety of it. So let's jump into the battles. Alright, so game one, I don't remember these games too well, so things are gonna go wrong, I feel like. So we see a Cresselia. Cresselia is very bulky. Moonblast, Future Sight, 2 attacks. Moonblast, super effective against the Dragon-type Giratina. So we're just farming it. That's pretty much what I like to do. And here, I switch into Empoleon. Resist the Psychic type. Resist the Moonblast, the Fairy type. So I switch, thinking that'd be pretty good. He goes into a Poliwrath. I already wasted 1 shield, so there we go. We lose him. Right off the rip, I gotta go into Togekiss. Poliwrath charges up moves very quickly, so we don't want to waste another shield. We're gonna need it for that Cresselia's Moonblast late game. So we take the ice punch. We farm it down. We kind of need. We didn't have to use the Future Sight there, but we're already in a pretty terrible spot. So we Ancient Power. They're actually going to block that. Now they still have 1 shield left, and a Future Sight here is going to do a ton of damage to us. Takes us right out. So now we go back to Giratina. Depending on what their last Pokemon is, we're actually not in the worst spot. So we take it out. We do have a bunch of farmed energy. They have a shield, and that shield is super important because it ended up being Giratina. So we're in the Giratina mirror, and right off the rip, they use their shield. I don't know why they wouldn't. And so here we go. Looks like I'm up HP, but they're getting an attack off, so it's just going to come down to who hits the 0 first. It's not really a speed tie right now, but it looks like if I can get 1 more attack off, we're going to be able to knock it out. But he's getting his attack off, and then 1 quick attack might knock me out. The charge attack actually might have taken me out right there. So, close game. I'd have to watch that again to see. I mean, I don't know if switching into Empoleon was the best play. He had pretty good counters for it. Not too many misplays there, but just in a terrible position from the start. So here we see an Articuno. We try to get a shield bait. We don't, but we're going to lose that that attack when he uses that Icy Wind. So we go into Empoleon, and we know another Icy Wind is coming, going to lower the attack, but we're ×4 resistant on that. So they go into their Swampert. The Articuno is pretty weak. Not feeling like I'm in the worst spot here, and we're still doing about 40% to a Swampert with a Hydro Cannon, even with the lowered attack. So we're thinking if it's Earthquake, that's fine. We'll go into something else. If it's Hydro Cannon, we'll be okay. We resist that. So they blocked my second Hydro Cannon. That was a speed tie, I think, or an attack tie, whatever it's called. And we get knocked out there. So still not in the worst position. 1 shield each. They're going to Hydro Cannon, take a bunch of damage. I wish I had knocked it out before then. So now he is getting a ton of damage off. It looks like I got greedy here. This is a clear mistake. So I'm going to let that get knocked out. I value the shield on the last Pokemon. And here is the same exact thing. Giratina at the end. I have way less HP. But I have energy farmed up. We each have a shield. And it looks like the exact same finish as last time. I'm going to use the shield. They hang on to their shield, so right now they actually have another charge move all charged up, ready to go. With that shield, it looks like I'm going to take their shield from them right here, and it's going to come down to the old tappy, and they did a little bit more damage. Their Giratina might have been stronger, so we lose the same way twice in a row. Clear misplays in that one that we could see. And right off the rip here, and I've been thinking about this, especially today, seeing a lot of Shadow Sneaks. I am working on a set of videos on my road to rank 9. And not going to spoil if we get there or not, or if we're still working on it. But Shadow Sneak is as long as that video is going on, Giratina's gonna have Dragon Claw Ancient Power, but I think moving forward I might switch him over to Shadow Sneak, and Shadow Sneak is just gonna be a great answer to Pokemon like Registeel and Melmetal, who really give my team a lot of trouble. So back to the battles. We have an Empoleon, their Giratina, their Dragon Claw not doing too much damage. We're actually going to go for Flash Cannon this time, hoping that they're thinking maybe we're trying to bait a shield, and they don't think that at all. They actually block it right up, and I switch right here into my Togekiss to try to not bait out, but time out that Dragon Claw, but it's Ancient Power, so they have another charge move too. I'm already down a shield. I'm going to take a second Ancient Power, and instead of farming them down, they are going to switch out into that Melmetal and get their attack off right away. Of course, it's Rock Slide. Togekiss just is gone very quickly. So now we're trying to get rid of that Melmetal with Empoleon. We had that charge move up, but they block it. They're out of shields. Okay, not the worst spot. I mean, we're in a pretty bad spot. We have going to take this Rock Slide to keep the shield for the late game. We're going to try to knock out this Melmetal and also farm a little too much energy. That was the misplay of this game. You know, we get the Dragon Claw off just a hair too late, and we knock out the Melmetal, but here comes a fully stocked, ready to go Gyarados, and with no shields and not a lot of health, we are just gonna cut that one short. So we're nice 0-3 so far, all losses. Here we go against Feraligatr, but we're learning from the mistakes, and we're seeing that we could do different things to improve the games to come. So here I switch into Togekiss. I didn't want to take Ice Fangs on my Giratina, I guess, but for some reason it was okay to take super effective Ice Fangs, or also super effective Ice Fangs on my Togekiss. So I feel like that's a misplay in this game, or we could have went into Empoleon. Empoleon probably would have been the better play. And here comes Gyarados, or not Gyarados, sorry, here comes Snorlax. I actually don't mind Snorlax. If it knows Earthquake, we're not in that good of a spot. If it's Body Slam, then we might be okay. So we're going to bait one shield out. Not bait, it's going to take a ton of damage when we Hydro Cannon, which I love. So I switch into my Giratina right away and try to get off a move. I don't want this thing doing anything, and it looks like it's going to be able to do something. Body Slam, Earthquake. I feel like I should block this right here. I don't. It doesn't do too much. And before it could get something else off, I Dragon Claw. Don't know if I had to, but we played it safe. It looked like he was farming for a while. So here's Clefable, and it's destroying us very quickly. So I'm just going to try to get off whatever little chip damage I can do. And they block it, maybe thinking it's a Shadow Sneak. Pretty soon it's going to be Shadow Sneak. That move is really good. And I'm going to block whatever Meteor Mash, or actually Psychic it is, just so I could whittle it down and knock it out. I'm actually going to go back for a second, if that's okay, if I could also find where I am, just to make sure that that first Pokemon was... Oh, it was not... Okay. If I went into... Yeah, going to Empoleon there is not that good of a move. Switching entirely just doesn't seem like... that good of a play. So here we go. Thank you for bearing with me on that. And in this game we have Giratina Mirror. It looks like we're playing the same game. We're just going to get attacks off as quickly as we can. We're winning these ties, which is pretty nice. And I'm going to take this one too, and we're just going to Giratina each other down, it looks like. And his is actually, even though I get my charge move up, I'm going to try to just knock it out at the same time it knocks me out without using a move. And it gets a Dragon Claw off on Togekiss. That's okay, we take that. But they have a Registeel. Now this game is terrible for us because Registeel versus Togekiss, I think it was perhaps a misplay. If I put in my Empoleon against the last bit of the Giratina, would have Dragon Clawed that, we would have taken it, and then it probably would have put out Swampert, we change into Togekiss. They go into Registeel and we lose. If they go into Registeel, then we keep Empoleon. And then I think Swampert would take out the Togekiss. This looks like a losing game matchup wise. And here comes Registeel against Togekiss, and this is an absolute L. Instantly. Nothing we could do with this one, I feel like. And we're still going to try. We got that shield left. Maybe we work some magic. We're still hanging in there. Registeel without Focus Blast has a tough time against Empoleon. And we're gonna see that Swampert give us that last smack and take us out. So, 1 in 4. Misplays were made, and some bad matchups, some bad switch locks. Everything pretty much goes wrong in that set. But we don't give up. We learn from the mistakes and we try to do the best that we can. Sometimes we're going to take losses. Every team has a bad matchup or has Pokemon, has teams that have outs. And so right off the rip, we see here for some reason I wasn't attacking. I think my game was doing something. There is never a time when I'm battling and not looking at the screen. I'm always paying attention. So here I see a Melmetal. And after you go 1 in 4, you jump into the next game and instantly something like that happens. Melmetal definitely was going to just destroy Togekiss, and that's a losing game. So we got ourselves out of there really quickly. So 1 in 5, we need to win 4 in a row. But you know what? It's possible. We switch into Empoleon. We like that counter against Snorlax. But now if they have something that could destroy us, then we're going to be 1 in 6. But it's Gyarados, and Gyarados could crunch. It could outrage. You could do a couple different things, but it's actually not the worst matchup against us. We're just going to have to be careful of that Snorlax to make sure that Togekiss actually knocks it out, because Giratina's going to have a tough time with it. But the way that I've been playing in these battles, I'm not sure how I plan on handling it. So the Snorlax comes back out, and I go into Togekiss. Alright, good. That seems like the right thing watching it now. And I'm farming it down. Charm does a ton of damage. Body Slam, Earthquake, whatever it knows. But it knows Hyper Beam. Even watching it right now, I forgot that it knew Hyper Beam. See that? That's how you get caught, and that's how you get destroyed with stuff like that. So I try to attack him. Beautiful switch out into Charizard. And that Charizard takes a Dragon Claw instead of what would have I would have loved it to be an ancient power, but it looks like the Charizard's pretty frail, so I could have probably farmed up a little bit more, maybe try to Dragon Claw and knock it down. I played it safe. I'm ancient power, not taking any chances, and we have enough farmed energy so that when the Snorlax comes out, we Dragon Claw. It would have been incredible if I said I prepped for that Hyper Beam or that I didn't use my shield for the Hyper Beam on purpose, but pretty sure I had no idea it was in a Hyper Beam. So a misplay there, but we get the win. But we can't forget about the misplay we made. We did. Maybe it wasn't a misplay if I knew it was in a Hyper Beam and I opted not to block it, but potentially could have been a misplay. So here, Articuno start against Giratina. We have to block the first attack. I think they block the Ancient Power. I go into my Articuno out, which is the Empoleon. They go into their Empoleon counter, which is Empoleon. So we have an Empoleon fight, except I'm winning the Energy War. So I Hydro Cannon, and I'm gonna farm it down before it gets its second Hydro Cannon off, and now we see a Giratina, and we're gonna... I think I wanted to Flash Cannon there. It wasn't going to happen, so I'm just going to Hydro Cannon. They're not going to take too much, maybe about like 15 to 20%. I'm going to go into Togekiss here and try to get a bunch of damage off of it with Charm, but right as I do that, it hits me with its Charge move, allowing them to switch right into Articuno, and they have that Icy Wind all ready to go. I value Togekiss to knock out that Giratina, and Giratina can do its job against this Articuno, so if it thinks that we're going to Ancient Power, it's going to shield. I just Dragon Claw. They do shield, and now we're actually not in that bad of a spot, because even though Icy Wind's going to be super effective and lower our attack, we're going to be able to knock it out If not with Dragon Claw, with the Togekiss when it comes in, the Articuno's not going to have enough farmed energy to Icy win the Togekiss, and then we actually knock each other out at the same time, and then you have a Togekiss versus a Giratina, and even though it could know Ancient Power, it's just not in a good enough spot. And it gets the boost off of Ancient Power, and it's still not in a good enough spot, because we have our Ancient Power, which doesn't do a ton, but Charm surely does. So, a win. We take a win right there. I don't know if that was the first one or the second one. I am definitely getting lost in my own babble. I think that was 2 in a row. So maybe we're 3 and 5 right now. So Gyarados, Giratina, terrible lead. I have to go into my Empoleon. I'm never blocking a Crunch. I'm never blocking anything from a Gyarados. And then another Empoleon switch. Deja Vu. Deja Vu. And I'm Hydro Canning, Hydro Canning. But this time I'm going to preserve this Empoleon because I don't really have a good Empoleon out. Giratina might have to grind it down. Togekiss, I really don't want to. Even though Charm would do enough damage, it's going to take a ton of damage off Hydro Cannon. Now it's okay to put Togekiss in if I felt the need to, but we go to Giratina, we get that little bit more farmed energy, and now we're going to try to whittle this Gyarados down so that Togekiss could take out whatever his last Pokemon is. He uses his first shield right there. I immediately use my shield. I'm investing everything in Togekiss now to knock out that last Pokemon. I'm going to farm. Looked like I got a little greedy with how much I was farming right there, but I Dragon Claw once, and he's going to let that get knocked out. I am going to Dragon Claw again right here, and I see the Giratina, and that is a sigh of relief because that last shield, he doesn't use it right there. It looks like he's saving it for his last effort, but I don't think it mattered if he used it there or not because we got Togekiss, and he's not getting a boost, and even if he did, I don't think it would matter too much. So, we win another game, luckily, and now I believe this is game 10. We are 4 and 5, trying to break even. We see a Lucario, and I actually don't mind against Giratina right here. Even though no Shadow Ball, you gotta be careful for that, but a well-timed switch into Togekiss. The good thing for that is Empoleon does a really good job against Togekiss, even though Charm is really strong. Gonna have to block that Hydro Cannon. If it knows Ancient Power or Flamethrower, that's the decision I have to make here. I think it knows Ancient Power. Oh, it's Flamethrower, does a ton of damage, and before I could get that Hydro Cannon off, that Togekiss takes us out. So, at least we still have 2 shields as I'm looking. I opt to go back into Giratina right here, because a Ghost Quick Attack will still do damage on Togekiss, even though I'm taking a bunch from Togekiss. So now, they throw in their Giratina and know they have a Lucario in the back. I have 2 shields. I know that Togekiss could go to work right now, so they're going to go Lucario. They're going to take a bunch of damage because Lucario is pretty frail. I'm assuming Shadow Ball's coming out. It is. We would take a ton of damage right there. We're going to try to farm them down, and we do. So now, they quit. Man, I'm battling. My throw is on fire. But we brought it back. We win 4 in a row, some good playing, some good matchups, and we get a nice, lovely Larvitar for that. Here's the Pineapple. Here's the throw. We miss it by a little bit. That's okay. We get lucky, get the catch. Thirteens all across the board. That was very short-lived. Kind of funny, actually. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could leave me any feedback or criticism on what you thought of the playing, what you thought of the battles, what you think of these videos so far. I hope I'm doing a good job in being informative and also entertaining. Yeah. Let me know what you guys have been using in the Ultra League. They are bringing out the top 500 rank. They're releasing that tomorrow. Unless I release this video today, then it comes out. Unless I release it tomorrow, then it's today. Comment your team. Subscribe if you like the video. Let me know any feedback. Spread some peace. Be happy in these weird times. Thank you again so much for watching. This is beer, but there's absolutely water in this. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Be good.